Good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. Certainly glad to have you today. And today we're at Ember's Ice Cream Shop here in Pikeville, and we're with Cliff Fowler, the owner.
How are you?
Cliff, it's good to have you and good to be here.
Thank you.
And of course, I've sampled some of your stuff. It's pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you.
And,
I appreciate that.
So this is a place, if you want some ice cream or even a sandwich or even a cup of coffee, come by and visit Cliff while you can if you get a chance.
Yep.
Cliff, let me ask you this. I know originally you're not from Pikeville, right?
No, I was born in Dayton, Tennessee, next door.
Yeah.
And when I was about 3 months old, my mom took us from Tennessee down to Tampa.
To Tampa?
Yep. And that's how, and then we used to, when I got married, my wife and I, we'd come up in this general area all the time, and that's how we relocated here.
So you're kind of familiar with, well, not really, because you're 3 months old.
Yeah. I mean, we would visit Murphy, North Carolina, and Ella and different parts of Tennessee. But then when we came into this valley, this is paradise right here.
Oh, it certainly is.
Yes.
I can testify to that.
Geographically, this far exceeds everything in the whole region. This is just a beautiful area, anywhere in the Squatchy Valley.
So when you decided to leave Florida, you wanted to get closer back home, right?
Yeah, we wanted to come back home. I wasn't really quite sure where Dayton, Tennessee was.
Uh-huh.
And so two of our kids were in Dahlonega going to college. And one time we came up here and we had bought some property and we went back through the shortcut way, like on 60, and we drove through Dayton. I'm going like, oh my God, that's where I was born at.
Yeah.
Because my mom's family were Reeds, and there's a lot of Reeds in the general area. And but they lived basically like just south of Chattanooga in what's called Rising Farm, Georgia.
Uh-huh, right.
So that was the area that I kind of thought where Dayton was at, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
never really paid attention until I actually drove through it.
So now you're here, and
Oh, it's wonderful. Everything's
how
great.
long have you been here?
Well, let's see. This January, this is November now, so this January will make our 9th year.
9th year.
The start of our 9th year, yeah.
And you've enjoyed every minute of it.
Every bit of it. You know, my wife and I, when we started driving around Tennessee trying to find a place we semi-retired a little bit early, and we just wanted something to do to get involved, a little bit with community. And we drove to all the towns around McMinnville, Spencer, Sparta, Soddy Daisy, Crossville, Cookville, all those towns. And then we come through the town here and we just loved it. And we go like, this is almost like Mayberry.
Yeah.
So there was a gentleman out there in a rocking chair, and we started talking to him about a building here. Maybe we could lease it or something. We wanted to do a small coffee shop with some antiques. And that was the mayor, which is still the mayor, Winky Cagle. And so I always blame him for the reason why we're here. But between him and my wife, they're the ones that made it all start to go, and that's how we got here. So.
Well, I know we're here at the ice cream shop, but was this your first business here, or did you have?
No.
I know you have some other businesses.
Yeah, we have the White Wagon Bed and Breakfast, in which you already did an interview with my wife over there. And we started across the street. We had leased a building for about 5 years. And we kind of got involved with a slight cafe, slight antique thing, but the antiques kept getting busier and busier.
Uh-huh.
So this building came up for available for us to buy. So this expanded us from about 2,500 square feet to 10,000 square feet, and it allowed us to expand on the antiques. So we'll show you that here, I guess, in a little bit. But once we got the antiques started in the back, then we included it with the ice cream shop. So we have baked goods, iced coffees, frappes. Some people say frappies, but I say frappes, but whatever. And there's always 10 or 12 different types of baked goods. And then we can make smoothies. We make 27 different types of milkshakes. You can have a protein shake. You can have you can do anything you want to. You can build your own banana split. So we have lots of people from different of the towns that come over and get those. So we kind of combine that with the antiques. So sometimes it's really busy with the antiques, and sometimes it's really busy with the ice cream. Of course, it's busier when you're in the summer.
Yeah, right,
you know.
Right.
But the antiques really exploded. So once we got started back here, there was a gentleman when we started renovating the building said, "I want a booth." So I said, "Okay, I'll make you a little spot. You can have a booth out there so you can sell some of your stuff." And we ran a little spot for him. Well, then once everybody knew that, then everybody wanted a booth or a shelf. Yeah. So we took the building across the street, which is Nickel Row, which you met my wife and did an interview over there. And that has about close to 30 different vendors that are from the surrounding towns. So that shop really took off because it has so much activity in it. So whereas we get new stuff out here about every 2 weeks, they get new stuff about every day.
Really?
And that store does quite well. It just moves. So even here in Pikeville, there's a lot of stuff going on that way. So.
Well, and antiques, there's a lot of people out there looking at antiques, because antiques is there's a wide variety of antiques.
Yeah.
And so you might be looking at farm equipment, you might be looking at tools, then you might be looking at linens or whatever.
Whatever. We, in that shop, well, everything at both shops is typically wholesale or less. So if you're looking for a bargain, this is the place to come. If you're from one of the big towns and you're catching this interview, you really need to make your way over here. In this shop, which is Coffee Cup Antiques, we have so much stuff that comes in that is good used furniture, and we get quality, unique items that you're not going to find anywhere else. But the big thing for us is we have so much memorabilia. So we have a big teenage and young adult following. We got a lot of mid-century modern items. So we sold like a gigantic full-size Spider-Man here recently, a Yoda, all these kind of things that you're not going to find typically in just an antique store. And we just make sure we have a wide variety of stuff that appeals to a lot of people.
Well, when y'all travel yourself, do you go out and look for antiques?
That's how we got started, because my wife is insatiable. Doesn't matter where we're at, we're shopping somewhere, so we're always looking for stuff.
So you have to take a trailer along, right?
A lot of times we do. We had to take one around here just Saturday, to go pick up something, and then we wound up picking up some more stuff. So I follow her wherever she leads.
Well, now, getting back to the ice cream shop, I know it's getting, of course, colder weather, and I know you close for the winter.
Yes.
So maybe tell people what your hours are going to be. I know you've changed for fall hours.
Yeah, we changed the fall hours, and we moved back for typically November and December. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4. So that way the antique shop is still open and the ice cream shop is still open. But at this time of year, we do less ice cream per se for sales, but we do a few more chicken salad sandwiches. We have a great quarter-pound hot dog that you can get with chips and a drink for $6, and it will fill you up, and it's delicious. We went through 3 vendors to get a good hot dog, so it's a really good one. And then we sell more baked goods, because some people come in and they pick up a few for a holiday party or something like that. And then once we get to Christmas, then we're closed until April for the antiques. But typically, in about the middle of March, people will see me at the grocery store and say, when are you opening the ice cream shop up? Because they're all ready for ice cream again. But each year, even through the coronavirus, we've grown each year. Each year is better than the year before. So, like they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Well, if you can make it in Pikeville, you can definitely make it anywhere. But we're very blessed that we have a good following, and we've kept building the business each year and the brand of what we do. And so we're thinking within the next year or two, we'll have to kind of be open a little bit more year round, because we just have so many people that look for us, whether it's an iced coffee or a specialty coffee or something like that. But we'll let the customers dictate how we do that.
Well, sometimes people get hungry just for an ice cream. And they've got to have it, and they won't.
We have a lot of that. That's one of the nice things that we work with Mayfield. Mayfield presented us with a umbrella a few years back, because we were making a difference in the community. The only other store in Tennessee that you will see a Mayfield umbrella at is in Dollywood.
Really?
Yeah. So we were very proud of that fact, that they came over and they presented us and they told us the story is how much they appreciated what we were doing. And of course, we sell a lot of ice cream, and we tested ice cream in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee. Theirs is the best ice cream for a wide variety. And the best part about Mayfield is when you come into a shop like this one, you'll get ice creams that you can't get at the store.
Right.
So it's a nice way to get out, have some fun. Now our shop's full of games, so we encourage people when they come in to get off their phones and sit and play chess or checkers or tic-tac-toe or what. We got a lot of other games, and they can just sit here and relax a little bit.
Well, that's the thing I like about this shop. You can come in and you just sit down and have a good time.
Yes. Yeah.
And be friendly, meet people.
Yeah, it's a great place. All the politicians come here every 4 years. So mark your calendar, and you can meet all the dignitaries, here. So it's pretty cool.
Well, I noticed also right now, of course, being that Thanksgiving and Christmas season, you have a lot of toys and things,
Yes.
canned goods up there.
Thanks for mentioning that.
Tell us a little bit about that. I know you're involved locally.
Yes, well, this will be our 6th year, and what we do is we do Santa Sack. It's just a name that a group of us try to come up with. And what we do is we collect, if you come in anytime in November, and keep in mind we'll be Wednesday through Saturday, but if you bring a single canned good in, you'll get a free regular ice cream. So what that promotion does is we collect the canned goods up for one of the local Baptist church to help them with their backpacks for Christmas. And then the rest of the food all goes to the local food bank because they have more needs at this time of year. Then a lot of people decided to bring in toys because they thought that was a way to outreach. So what we do with the toys is they go to the local elementary school teachers or the local Sunday school teachers or anyone in need that might fall through the gaps. But the elementary school teachers and the Sunday school teachers know which one are not going to have a Christmas.
Right.
So the idea was to collect more of this type of stuff and make sure that it got out to the people that need it. So last year we did over 2,000 canned goods,
Wow.
which is huge. So that's a
Yes.
lot of ice cream, folks, you know, and almost 400 toys. So this year we have already started and we're a little bit ahead of that, what we did
Really?
last year. So we're very excited about it. And there's a lot of people that have already been coming in. They bring in a case of canned goods and stuff like that, and they get a single ice cream. So they're trying to give back to the community. So it's an easy way for you to get involved in your community and help give back and help spread everything out for the people who don't have some needs this year.
Well, like the Bible says, it's better to give than to receive.
I think it's so much more fun.
Yeah.
You have to get into that, and once you get into it, then you realize what those scriptures mean.
Yes,
Yeah.
you sure do. And that's, I know, a wonderful time that people give from their heart because they care. They realize that they've been blessed, and they want others that are not as blessed to have something.
Well, we're all blessed to some degree, but if you live in America, of course, you're extremely blessed, and if you live in Bledsoe County and Pikeville, Tennessee, you're even more blessed because
right.
This is paradise. I'm telling you, my wife and I both come from large cities, and we chose this, even though I have some roots close by. This whole valley is beautiful. But the secret's getting out. There's more and more people moving in, and if you got something for sale, you can sell it very quickly.
Yes.
You know.
Well, the whole idea of Pikeville, Dunlap, and some of the smaller surrounding areas is all the people, they know each other, and they know they help each other. When someone needs something,
Right.
They're there to help. It's not a question of if they'll help, it's what do you need.
That's very true. The churches do a great outreach. It doesn't matter which denomination or what you're going to. If you've accepted Christ as your personal Savior, you're all in the big family. And there's a huge outreach from that. And as small as a group as we have a Main Street Committee in Pikeville, and what it really does is how do we enhance what we have? Don't
Right.
tear it down and start all over, because this is what we all love. To a largest group is, say, Valley Fest in Dunlap, which does tremendous work. So, and that's for the whole valley. And so there's a great community here, a great need for volunteers. So get out and support your community.
Right, and I know here in Pikeville, there's some vacant buildings, further up
Right.
the road,
Mhm.
and some people might say, well, just tear those down, they're eyesores. But if you can restore your community instead of tearing everything down, where you still have part of history still there.
I agree 100%. I think that's a mistake that some people do. They're in such a rush to build and get larger from the city or the county size. And it's kind of knowing our past and kind of keeping that alive with the structures, because there's so many stories. With the antique store over there in Nickel Road, that originally was Lee's Cash Store from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And the family actually brought us one of the signs that they had in the store. So we have it hanging up there. So those are things that you don't get when you just knock it down.
Right.
So I would encourage anybody that's in a community and you want to rebuild your community, make sure you get out there and find out what's going on before you just say, hey, let's wipe this out.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to restore it and put some people in it.
That's right. It's that's an integral part. I know I mentioned Dunlap a lot, but they're trying very hard to get.
They're doing a great
downtown,
job. Yes.
Redone, and and you can see a lot of interest, and they bring in tourists.
Right.
And that's the key for any small community, bring the tourists in, let them spend their money.
Exactly.
And then they're going to go home.
They're going to go home. That's the recipe for success. If you can follow the Tennessee website and you can see the number one click for that is tourism, i.e. antiques. That's what helps rebuild towns, places for people to go, spend some time there. We all are creatures of habit. We all like to go somewhere where we can get out of our car, walk to several different places, find something to eat, shop, maybe eat some ice cream after we've eaten our lunch or vice versa, and you just want to relax. And then you've spent a half a day and you've had a wonderful time. On our side, when you're trying to help rebuild cities and counties or whatever for tourism, you want to have people come in, have a great time. They tell other people, but they come in and buy items. We collect sales tax. That helps our immediate community and the state. It's a win-win for everybody. So that's why we got a good start on what we want to do here. And I'll quote my mayor buddy, Winky again. He said, a lot of things can get done if no one needs to take credit. And that's what we live by here.
Well, that's true. I've noticed, as long as I've lived in the valley, that it doesn't matter who gets the credit,
Nope.
as long as the work gets done.
And that's why you need volunteers. And we've got so many local people that have lived here all their lives, and a lot of people that are moving in that love to volunteer. So it's a nice mix, and we're all embracing that and moving along. It's fun to see it happen.
Well, coming back to the store here, how do people get in touch with you if they were from out of town, and they knew about your place? How would they get in touch with you?
Well, they call us is the easiest way, and the phone number for the ice cream shop is 423-447-3500, and for Nickel Row across the street, it's 447-3510. I didn't do that. Maybe Ethan had something to do with that to make it easy, but that's how you get in contact with the easiest. But pretty much Pikeville's not a huge place, so if you drive through town, you're going to see us right by the courthouse, and we're kind of at the apex corner of both roads flow through all the way straight through each way, so you'll be able to find us pretty easy.
Well, if someone from out of town were to call you ahead of time and say, hey, I can't come on the day you're open, I'm going to be in town, would you do that? Or
I've done that through the spring and summer. Once you get to the winter, no. But when we're gone, because we refresh ourselves and take some breaks and go on some trips. But yes, I've done that a lot, because I'll have a lot of people that will come in during when the antique shops are open, and they've seen something and they call me back up, and then the ice cream shop, and I'll let them in and they can pick up something that they wanted for somebody's gift or something they thought would work perfect in their house. But yeah, I'm here anyway, and I love what I'm doing, so anything I can do to help anybody's no problem.
Well, I noticed too, when I toured your antique shop the other day, you have a lot of everything.
There's everything in there. There's kayaks to tools to, like I said, memorabilia to furniture to really unique, odd stuff. That's what we really specialize in trying to gather, the more unique and stuff like that. So when you get in there, it's a wide variety, because I don't know if your wife's, I won't say drug you to another store, but if you went to the next antique store, a while you can kind of get like, oh my God, they're kind of all the same. We try to make sure they're not. And that's a real nice thing about across the street at Nickel Row, is all those vendors all have different things, and we don't let another one copy the other one. We don't really try to get into what they do, but we try to make sure, like, we don't need two soap people or two wreath people or two whatever people. And so you come in there and you get a wide variety. There's a blacksmith person in there that does stuff, and the same thing back here. We have a person that really specializes in tools, and one that specializes in little unique craft things, so that it works out really good.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. When I was over at Nickel Row, it was all the vendors were different.
Yeah.
And so if you go to one and think, well, that's nice, and you go over, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
And so you keep going down and around the store, and you see something.
There's something different. And for the ice cream shop now, like once the spring gets back in here, we have people that want to do birthday parties or stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. And so we're fine with that. What we always ask is, like, if you have a party and you want to get your own cake and you want to come, and you've got 20 or 30. We can seat 70 people here, so this is probably one of the largest. I've always said this is the largest ice cream shop in 7 states. Now that could be 7 states of your mind, whatever, so don't get into trouble. But yeah, it seats 70, and that's not outside, including outside. But what we do is let you say, all we encourage you to do is if you have a party, everybody buy an ice cream. Then you get to use the facility for free, and you can bring your own cake and have your own party. Well, it's within a couple hours.
That's nice.
And so, yeah, we do that. And now we have a new baker starting up across the street. So you'll probably be able to coordinate that and have them make you a specialized cake.
Oh,
come right over here and eat it, and have some ice cream and play some games and have a birthday party. So
well, that'd be really neat. And what I've noticed a lot in the area, it's not big businesses like the Walmarts type stores. It's a lot of the small stores that really work hard and get the business. It's really a step back, which I think is a step forward. And explaining that is, this is what everybody wants. You're going to kind of step back to a slower pace and come in and go to these little stores and little shops. And if you go to Walmart, nothing against them. I mean, they're quite successful, right? I didn't mean to.
But that's not personal service. They're not going to remember your name. They're doing what they do every day. Here, it's the relationships that you form with everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was down at a local restaurant here we have in town called the Butter Dish, a very excellent restaurant.
Yes.
And one of the little kids got up and ran over there and go, "Oh, it's the ice cream man." So he's hugging me. That means more than what I'm doing. You see what I mean? So that's what's really fun. And that's what little communities like this do. So we encourage everybody in our own town, if there's a business here, go support it. Even if you only go spend $2 every month and just get you a little cup of coffee somewhere, that's the difference of possibly them succeeding. Because most people have spent time and money to invest in their business, and if you want some things here, and small businesses kind of layer themselves on top of each other, it's very important to kind of support them all. So that's the way you build it.
And I've noticed too about Pikeville itself and Bledsoe County that they're coming up with more events to be held locally. And of course, anytime you bring people in, that helps all the small businesses.
It's the key to all of it. Now, nothing against larger factories and things like that coming in. Right. But the thing that probably all of us has seen throughout America over the last dip, 2005, 2008, is a lot of these places can close and a lot of them can be relocated. But these type of small mom and pop things, they have a different draw and they kind of build on layers, like I was explaining, on top of each other. And they're more secure, and it doesn't take much to keep them here. Just come in and visit them once a month and spend a little money, and then we create a culture that we all kind of play off together, and then that's what everybody, the good part for us is everybody in the whole country is looking for what we got.
Right.
I have so many people coming here all the time. It's like, oh, we never take the interstate anymore. We like to get off the roads and see what's going on. So we drove through Dunlap, and that was wonderful. We can't believe this is even here, and that's what's exciting about what's going on. So. And
I think we'll see more of that as Pikeville and Dunlap, the other small areas, they advertise through the state on tourism and excuse me. And I know that's what's important. People actually, today's world, the internet's something else. And so they're going to the internet to find those small cities and the small businesses. And
we have, of course, the B&B, in which you've done an interview with my wife on. We're astounded how many people come in and say, this is the nicest, this is what a B&B should be. You know what I mean? It's just nice, relaxed. We love sitting on the front porch and watching the few cars go by. You know what I mean? Not the stream. So it's just a wonderful place to be, and we're very privileged and very happy we're here.
Well, I know it was a beautiful experience just seeing. It's a beautiful place, your B&B there.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
It's homey.
It's real homey. My wife and daughter have great decorating sense. I don't really have any. But everybody has their gift. That's not mine. But she did this ice cream shop too. This is a very large ice cream shop. Like I said, it can seat 70. But she's the one that came up with the pergola ideal in the middle of this. So this kind of makes it more of a garden theme while you're in here and stuff like that. And fortunately, I'm blessed to have both of them in my life with the creative side, But yeah.
Well, I noticed too
happy.
here at the store. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You have a little section over here for children.
Yep, we have a little section there for kids, and that's quite fun. And that's part of what we encourage, like the parents, to get off and their phones. And during the summer, it's very active, very busy here, and it is. You'll come in and you'll see probably 8 or 10 little groups, and all the kids kind of get together and go over there and play, and it's real fun. And a lot of people, I think, have picked up on it. Like, I can come in here and catch up on my work for 30 minutes while I let my kids play. So it's a kind of a timeout time for them too. But we have a lot of kids. Now the funny part is kids come in for ice cream, but as soon as they see the play area, they run to the play area, and then the parents got to kind of drag them over to get ice cream.
So what did you want?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Well, that's really neat. Also, of course, we talked earlier about the pandemic a little bit, but the fact that you're still in business, during the pandemic, I know that was a hard time for many people.
Yes, yeah. We had some struggles. We missed. I guess every company projects what they will do or not do during the year. We missed a lot of those projections because of events. Typically, we have several normal events every month, and then we have a lot of charities things that Pikeville did. They have a walkathon and a bike this and different events. Well, all of those went away.
Right.
Now, the fortunate part for us is everybody was trying to get out of the larger cities looking for a small town that the restrictions aren't quite as rough, and there was plenty of spacing. So we had a sign out there that says social distancing is your responsibility. There's plenty room here for everybody to have a little group here, or their little family group there. And we still did okay during those times. But everything in a small town is not, you don't come to a small town to make a ton of money.
Right.
You come here because you love it. You love the people, you love the beauty. And so, we had some difficult times, but we're looking forward to 2022. We think it's going to be a rebound year for everyone. It's going to be a great year, so we're excited.
Well, you don't have the challenges of things like crime and other things that in a small town, and then there's also like the homelessness. You don't have that as much.
No.
Because the people here, when they find out someone's in need,
they take care of it.
They take care of it.
Yeah, it's a sweeter thing because everyone kind of knows what everyone's doing. Now, we've had some visitors that I've seen like, well, you don't really have anything. And I go, well, what are you talking about? And they go, well, you don't have a Walgreens, or you don't have a this. And I'm going like, look, we don't have a lot of those things. My wife, in 45 minutes, we can be at the airport in Chattanooga. And I said, so here you come to relax, and it's a different lifestyle. I said, we go to the Bahamas each year. We go on cruise each year. We go to Tampa, Oklahoma. We go everywhere we want to go. But here is our refuge. We love it here because it's just like this. And so a lot of people are used to Chicago.
Right.
Well, you probably, if you still want the Chicago life, you're probably not going to enjoy it here.
No.
You know what I mean? But what happens when you get into a small town is, for the first time probably in your life, if you come from a larger city, is you step off the Ferris wheel. You're not spinning so fast anymore. And you have opportunities to meet people for the first time and try to find something out about them. Right. When you're in business or going in a big town, you don't have any time. You're just running or spinning. And this is what's beautiful about this.
And you don't have the relationships or the friendships either.
You don't have the time. Probably good people want to be good, but they don't. We used to go 8 miles to the movie theater. 8 miles. It would take us 45 minutes to go 8 miles.
Wow.
Now you can't understand that because you can drive from here to Dunlap in 18 miles in about 12 minutes, So it's just totally different. When you have to back out of your driveway and look 3 times to keep from your neighbor hitting you, you're probably in too busy a city, So that's not here. That's why this is wonderful.
And the one thing I like about this is it's kind of like even though it's an ice cream shop, it's like a small coffee shop where people could come in. If they wanted to work on their computer, they could set off.
They can do that. Yep.
And and have some private time. And
we have a lot of that. We have it's just totally. We have women's groups come in. reading groups, Red Hat ladies come in, church groups come in, and they just kind of find that. We have Mandalay Farms, they send people in from time to time and have ice cream socials, and the elementary school kids come in during the summer, they have a readathon over the summer, all those things, they all come in. Last year we had like 3 or 4 days of like a couple hundred kids on a day coming in, because they reward them, you know, hey, you did good and you didn't burn the building down, so you can have some ice cream. So,
well, that's great. It sounds like things are going well for you.
Yeah, we're having fun. Yeah.
Well, is there anything that maybe we haven't talked about you'd like to share with us?
No, the main thing is this time of year, take advantage and come over Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4, and bring your canned good in and get a free ice cream.
All right.
And you'll help the local people, and you'll get a free ice cream. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, and thanks for the cup of coffee.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. It's a good cup of coffee.
Yes, it sure is.
Well, we appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much, Cliff. And folks, again, you can see us on BTC Fiber's YouTube page, as well as BTC Fiber's Channel 18, the local cable channel. So until next time, we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.